All right. So now today we talk on procrastination. So as I said, all of us during once in our lifetime have been victims of procrastination. Somewhere or the other, you have been given a task and that task has been delayed, postponed, or it has remained undone because of your mind. And there's a primitive part of your brain called the amygdala, which has hijacked that thought of you doing that work. And because you don't feel comfortable about it. So procrastination is basically a habit and it has got nothing to do with time management. Please understand. It has got to do with emotions, your emotions. आपके जो emotions हैं, वो आपकी frame of mind decide करते हैं. And moment your frame of mind is decided, this tiny little part of your brain called amygdala goes into fight flight mode and hijacks your brain and it finds ways ki how not to do this work. So then what we do, we either are not sure of the outcome of the task which has been given to us or the job we have to do. So we put off the tasks which we don't enjoy. Simply said, we don't like to do the tasks which we don't enjoy. So why I call it tomorrow or never is because let's say today you have to meet a deadline and you don't like that task. You don't like, let's say, for example, you don't like making, taking down data on the Excel sheet. But you have to make that Excel sheet and today is Sunday and tomorrow morning, you have to put it up to your boss. But you delayed for some reason or the other. It is now 6:30 and you say, नहीं बाद में करेंगे यार 9 बजे के बाद देखूंगा मैं अभी नहीं करूंगा. And finally what happens, time runs out because of your emotions. The work is incomplete. Your reputation suffers. You have to listen to your boss and it puts you in a negative spiral of depression, anxiety, negative emotions, unhappiness, and everything else. So always remember, procrastinate. If you procrastinate anything, it has negative consequences. It will affect your productivity. It will affect your mental state. And because your mental state is affected, your physical state will be affected. And it will ruin your relationship and communication. And they were very logical. I don't have to explain that to you because you can understand if your relationships are not good, if your communications are not good, you will not be successful at work. Now, why do we procrastinate? Basically, humans look for pleasure and instant gratification. We want to be happy. We want to have the best of things. We have to have the good food, good places, good clothes, good house, everything good, nothing bad or nothing mediocre. But this doesn't happen all the time. So what happens? There's a present bias in the behavior. And we are more happy with immediate gratification. For example, I have a packet of chips. Now I'm worried about my Excel sheet presentation, which I have to complete. I will open that packet of chips and start eating those chips. And I'll feel happy, oh, this salty and tasty chips. This is instant gratification, small gratification. I'm happy for that particular moment. But that doesn't solve the problem. The Excel sheet is yet to be made. It remains to be made. But I have procrastinated it. So let's not get into the negative emotions and let's not let our mind rule to the job. So how can we overcome procrastination? That I will tell you at the end of the lecture. So it's always remember, is it tomorrow or never? If you can't do it today, there is a probability you'll not do it tomorrow also. And subsequently, you'll never do it. And that is what happens in our life. And most of the times, we never take that opportunity or we never take that first step because of our emotions. We feel, oh my God, what if I fail? Oh my God, what if I don't succeed? Oh my God, what if I get stuck? Let it be, I'll see later. And we continue in a job or in a profession in which we are not happy, we are not successful, and we are not productive. And that is why all this is the result of procrastination. So remember, let it not be tomorrow or never in your life. Procrastination, simply put, is self-harm and it is an irrational activity by any person. which has negative consequences. And negative consequences, I've given you the example of this preparation of Excel sheet on presentation. If you don't do it, you'll have negative consequences. So how does this procrastination come into our lives? So we will see we have some negative moods. Negative moods are, it is the inability to live in the present, inability to understand yourself, inability of not being able to judge what your mind is actually thinking and what it is actually doing. So as I've been saying in my last few webinars, self-awareness is very important. You have to know your thought patterns, you have to know your emotional well-being, and you have to know your reactions, your triggers, which trigger some particular type of behavior. And where I talk of behavior, I talk of moods. So moods can be, you can be in a grumpy mood, you can be in a sad mood, you can be in an unhappy mood. But these are all negative emotions. All these moods form part of negative emotions. So always be aware of that. Now, procrastination is basically because of boredom. You're in a particular job, it is a 9 to 5 job. You start working on Monday, you finish on Friday. There is no passion, there is no joy, there is no challenge. You're in your comfort zone, your boss is in your comfort zone, and you're just sailing along, passing one day to the other day. And that is what causes boredom. Now, once you have boredom, it further goes into anxiety. You start becoming anxious. Oh my God, it's been now 2 years I've been working, but I'm not getting any promotion. I'm not getting any raise. I'm not getting any appraisals. That leads to insecurity. Insecurity leads to frustration. And frustration leads to resentment, where you start hating yourself, you start hating your job, you start hating people around you, your family, your wife, your children, your friends, and everything goes for a topsy-turvy roll. And then finally, it all snowballs into self-doubt. I think I am not good. I think I cannot do it. I think I am not capable. And that mental makeup has come up because over a period of time, you have been pushing ahead or not doing certain important tasks which would have affected your growth, your productivity, and your overall stature in the society. We all are social human beings. We are always looking for people to like us. We're always looking for people to walk up to us and praise us. Oh, you're looking very nice. You're wearing a striking jacket, or you're dressed very well, or you sing very well, or you work very well. Whatever it is, we're looking for praises. And these will not come because this one quality, which is your negative mental makeup and your resultant behavior, is stopping you from using your potential to the fullest. So remember, please start understanding your emotions. If you're in an emotional state, when I say emotion, I mean negative emotional state. Please stop doing what you're doing. Pay attention to your emotions, connect them with your senses, your five senses, and see what is happening to you. It is very important exercise, which I will briefly run over in the next few minutes. But this is enough for you to know now. Procrastination is the outcome of low self-esteem. Remember this. When you don't have self-confidence, that confidence in yourself that, yes, I can take this challenge. Oh, I can take this step. Oh, no, I'm going to change my job. I'm not happy in my job. I'm an IT consultant. No, I want to become a musician. Now, when you start making such decisions, they need a lot of confidence. And that is, when I say confidence, is self-confidence, confidence in one's capabilities, faith in oneself, and knowing your abilities and resources. Only then can you shift because you're not happy. So do not go for momentary reliefs. Always work, try to finish your job, because procrastination is nothing about time management. It is all about emotions. You are not working because your emotions are emotions are negative and your brain is hijacking you in the primitive fight flight mode because it feels that yes, now Devrat is threatened, so let's hijack him, let's not let him not do that Excel sheet presentation because otherwise he'll fall sick. So that is why you procrastinate. Now another issue in negative moods is fear of failure. I've seen people coming to me and they say, oh, what if I fail? Remember, whenever you start something, if you pursue it, if you put in your 100%, I agree with you, you will not get instant results like an instant coffee, but you will start gaining confidence. Take a baby step, and you'll find that you're completing the work. For example, my presentation of Excel sheet has, let's say, 10 pages. And I was told on Friday that now in this weekend, you prepare this Excel sheet of 10 pages and bring it on Monday morning at 9 o'clock. I can chunk it. There's something called a chunking. So what I do is Friday, I have, let's say I'm going out with my friends somewhere. So I take 2 hours, I prepare first 2 pages. Now I have to make only 8 pages. On Saturday morning, I go for a run, I go to the gym, exercise, have my breakfast, and then again sit for 2 hours. And now I do 4 pages. All in all, ever since my office finished on Friday, I have already completed 6 pages. Now I have the evening of Saturday and the whole of Sunday to complete those 4 pages. So in what I have done is I have in my good emotions, like I'm happy it's a weekend, I'm meeting friends, I'm going out, I'm in a happy state of mind, I'm relaxed because I don't have to go to the office on Saturday or whatever it is. But the state is not negative, and I've utilized that state to complete a part of my work. This is chunking. So always divide or break your work into small pieces so that you don't procrastinate. It's better than doing 10 pages at a time, sitting for 4 hours, right from 9 o'clock at night till 1 o'clock at night, midnight, and then going groggy and tired to the office next day. Still the work is incomplete. Right. So this was all about negative moods. Now, emotional moods is equal to procrastination. This is what I was talking to you. There are 2 types of procrastination. One is a passive procrastination. I have mentioned this earlier in my webinar. Passive procrastination is where you are not able to take decisions. You don't know whether I should make the Excel sheet now, or I should make it in the office tomorrow, or how do I make it? Should I ask my boss? No decision capability. So this is passive procrastination. Active procrastination is you know what to do, but you purposely don't do it. हम वो करते नहीं क्योंकि we are not happy doing it. मुझे वो काम पसंद नहीं है. So I keep on pushing it ahead, pushing it ahead. No, 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 I don't want to make that Excel sheet. And what happens? It starts snowballing. And as I mentioned earlier, it affects your overall stature. Right. Now, another important thing about emotions is that these emotions are basically, they are feelings, It's a conscious mental reaction about the environment and the situations that you are experiencing. So if you are let's say you are in a club or you're gone out for eating, then automatically your conscious mental reaction is reacting to that happy, joyful place where there's music going on, there are people talking, dancing, eating, whatever they're doing. But conversely, if you are at a place where there's tension all around, there's fear and everything, automatically your emotions will go on to the negative side. So manage your emotions. Emotion is always directed towards an individual, an object, or a situation. Okay. So that is why emotions lead us to doing something good or something bad, or doing nothing. That is procrastination. So the trick here is please manage your emotions. You're feeling sad, just step out of yourself and you say, yes, okay, fine, I'm feeling sad. So what? What am I feeling sad about? Identify the problem. Ask yourself a question, and then see what you can do to change your emotion. Emotions are like thoughts, they're never permanent. They come and go, but they come at their own wish, go at their own wish. And if you keep playing with them, they'll hang around with you and they'll just make a monkey out of you. Okay, so remember this, manage your this thing, emotions. How do you manage your emotions? Now, let's say you had a bad day in the office today. Your boss has fired you and you've not met the deadline, you're not meeting the targets, and everything, suddenly, everything, four, five things have fallen on you. In the first case, what you have to do is you have to forgive yourself. You have to say, yes, I have, and these are affirmations. You can make a note of it. Yes, I have, Devrat, I have worked a lot. I have put in my 100%. Okay, I have not been able to produce results. Doesn't matter. You've done very well. I forgive you. Don't worry. Second is treat yourself kindly. You say, okay, don't worry. Now let's head home, take a wash, have a cup of tea, and then I will again relook into the problem and I'll again start doing whatever way I can do. So that is self-compassion. Then you have to heighten your sensational feeling. The sensational feeling is, in flight fight mode, the blood circulation increases in your hands and legs because it is a primitive reaction where the brain thinks that either you're going to be killed or you're going to kill somebody or hit somebody. So it's like a tiger in the jungle. You're in a jungle and you suddenly come across a tiger in front of you. There are two things you can do. Either you will run or you will charge with all your energy and strength on the tiger. The first one is more likely because we cannot fight a tiger. So this is primitive action which is the brain is taking, which changes the biological composition of your body and it hijacks the thinking capability of your brain. So that is why the sensation you have to feel, okay, I'm feeling sad. What is happening? My neck, oh, my neck is, it's now it's good. Oh, muscles are strained. I have to relax. My shoulder muscles are strained. I'm rigid. My heartbeat has gone up. If you can slowly identify these things, it will come with practice over a period of time. You will succeed in controlling your emotions. And the moment you start controlling your emotions, you will find a change in your productivity because you will start giving 100% as emotions will not be part of your decisions and they should never be part of your, there should be never an emotional decision. It has to be rational, logical decision. Now, why we procrastinate is because the task is either tedious, it requires a lot of work, it is stressful. Now, stressful can be like, I can give you a physical example of an athlete where he has to run 100 meters in, let's say, 8 seconds. And the record is 8.20 seconds. This is stress. How can he cut those 20 milliseconds? So that is stressful. Otherwise, it is overwhelming. Like you have to do so much that you say, oh God, why me? Why am I being given this task? Why did I join this company? Why did I do this graduation, post-graduation? I am not made for it. So then procrastination takes. So the tasks are either tedious, stressful, or they are overwhelming. Either of the three, that's why we procrastinate. Once procrastination becomes a habit, it leads to psychological disorders. And all the psychological disorders happen because of this basic problem. It is a psychological issue you have to understand. You will undergo depression, anxiety, you will have sleepless nights, you will have this thing, palpitation, increased heartbeat, sweating. All this is when we don't pay any attention to procrastination, but it is one of the important psychotic disorders in any human being. So this happens because procrastination leads to guilt. Like when हम लोग स्कूल में थे, अगर हमने आज होमवर्क नहीं किया और कल स्कूल में गए हैं, तो हमें गिल्टी फील लगता, डर लगता था कि टीचर हमें मारेगी, हमने होमवर्क नहीं किया है. That guilt feeling increases, and with the guilt comes in stress. So I'm also guilty that I did not do homework, and I'm stressed that whether my teacher will beat me or give me punishment. So there is guilt and stress because of procrastination. Okay. Now let's move ahead. I have been harping on this point of emotional regulation. I have always said, regulate your emotions. If you don't regulate your emotions, they will affect your physical and mental health. It will go down because of psychotic disorders, because of physiological changes in your body. Too much of stress releases a bad hormone called cortisone, which actually ruins your body's cells and systems. The good ones are serotonin and dopamine. So cortisone levels increase. Once the cortisone levels increase, the organs shut down. They don't perform their function properly. So that is one problem. So if you don't regulate your emotions, and how do you regulate your emotions? By understanding them, by identifying them, recognizing them, and associating with them. Okay, I am happy. Fine. I am sad. Okay. I am grumpy. Okay. I am feeling lonely. Okay. You address it, acknowledge it, and then regulate it. This is emotional regulation. We all have psychological inflexibility. Now, psychological inflexibility is like some people can cope up with their emotions, some people cannot cope up with their emotions. And when you can't do the coping, that is where your problem starts. So please ensure that you're aware of your emotional regulations. And that comes with practice. Everything comes with practice. Okay. Last point where I said how to overcome procrastination. First thing you have to do is, make a to-do list. Every Monday or every day you can make a to-do list. To-do list is basically your aid memoir. You get up in the morning, right from your morning activities, from your exercising to your going to bed, everything is listed. And one can be your personal points, the other can be your work points, third can be your family and friends points, social points. Like if you have to go to office, on your way back you have to pick up some vegetables, that has to be listed. So once you start making these to-do lists, you have a purpose. You're not moving aimlessly. Secondly, chunking. As I told you, break down the tasks. If I have to make 10 pages of Excel sheet homework, I do 2, 4, 2, 2, something like that. I chunk it and do it so that I don't procrastinate, I don't delay, or I don't put it away. Always reward yourself whenever you complete a task. Even if, let's say, you hate going to the gym, but on Monday morning at 6 o'clock, you were in the gym, you exercise for 40 minutes. Moment you finish your gym, reward yourself. Yeah, well done. Come on, let's come. We'll have a smoothie or we'll have some nariyal pani. So you're rewarding yourself. That builds it builds a strong bond with your body and your mind. And your mind, that is the subconscious mind, registers that yes, if I do something, I get rewarded for it. And that is an action which is unknown to you, your conscious self, but unknowingly, the subconscious is recording all this. So it's very important. Self-awareness, self-awareness, self-awareness. I've been telling you this. Before you learn to know people, understand yourself. If you don't know yourself, if you don't understand yourself, how are you going to understand people? Be it your girlfriend, be it your friend, be it your colleague, be it your senior boss, be it your junior, you will not know because you don't know yourself. So talk to yourself, find out something about yourself, find out what is new, and you will like it. Now, another thing about emotions is your thoughts. Reframe your thoughts. For example, I don't want to go to Satish's place. I don't like Satish. Rather than saying this, I don't want to go to Satish's place, you can reframe it that I am happy where I am happy in my house. And I think I'll continue to stay in my house. There is no need to go to Satish's place. Now, you by changing the word, you change your thoughts, and those thoughts are in more into the positive arena because that's where your emotions also are getting regulated. They're not going dip and down. They're not of depression, anxiety, or anger or fear. You say, I'm happy in my house today and I don't need to go to Satish's house. You reframed it. Example. Always remember consistency is the key. Lage raho. If you're consistent, you will find your muscles growing in your gym, in your exercises. If you're consistent in running, you will be able to cut that extra millisecond in your athletic championship. Consistency is the key. And you have to do it. Just do it. Like Nike says, the sports company, just do it. You have to do it. If you prepare all this, if you work in a systematic manner, I can assure you procrastination will never be an obstacle in your life or in your workplace. So we are at the top of the hour. I thought I'll give you some insight on this because today, in most of the countries all over the world, this is a major psychological problem. There is anxiety, depression, there is physical health disorders, lack of decision making capabilities. All this is because of procrastination, and there is research going on this type of behavior which humans are falling prey to, which affects us on a mental plane and a physical plane. So I wish you all the very best. Try and implement what I've told you today. Now we come on to the question and answers. I see Deepak here. I'll welcome Deepak. I'm sorry I started when you came. If there are any questions, please ask me. It was an interesting session. I feel happy to share these ideas with you. You can join my WhatsApp group, and also you can visit my website, theroaringfoot.com, for blogs. Then we have been interacting on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and you can get some insightful knowledge and you can use that for your betterment. So, anybody, any questions? Okay. So, thank you all. And I wish you all the very best. And we'll soon join again for something new on the psychological front and do with mind. Thank you.